Thursday's lesson once again reminds us of the grace of God. The children of Israel were in exile for several reasons. First, they had trusted in false gods to bless and protect them. Secondly, they created a system of exploitation where the rich, they enslaved the poor, something that was strictly forbidden. In other words, they had failed to keep two of the greatest commandments. The first, to love God with all of their entire mind, heart, and soul. And the second, to love their neighbor as themselves. It was their lack of love that cost them their home. So what does God do with a nation that fails to love, fails to trust, and fails to keep their word? Well, you teach them a lesson. Don't miss this. The first lesson was not to trust in false gods. The king and the people of Israel worshipped Baal and Ashtaroth, thinking that these false gods could protect and bless them. So what does God do? Well, through the prophet Jeremiah, God tells Israel that he's going to leave and that he's going to take his blessings and protection with him. Oh, and by the way, Nebuchadnezzar's coming with his army, and let's see how well Baal and Ashtaroth protect you from him. But God wasn't done, and far too many people miss, this part of the story. God is furious over how they have exploited both the poor and the stranger who came to live in Israel. And once again, God tells them that when Nebuchadnezzar comes, he will make slaves of them all. In other words, they're about to reap what they've sown. You know the story. Babylon destroys all of Jerusalem, including the temple. Then Nebuchadnezzar rounds up all of the survivors and he drags them back to Babylon, where they will live under his rule. And for the next 70 years, the land of Israel, and especially Jerusalem, it's empty. Please don't miss this. During those 70 years, nobody moves in and takes over Jerusalem. It basically remains empty for the next 70 years. And you have to wonder why nobody else moved in. The answer is simple. God promised Israel that he would occupy the land when they had learned their lesson. He would give the land back to them. That one day their home, it would be restored to them. And there's a day coming when our home, planet Earth, is going to be shaken so hard that the mountains will fall flat and the islands, they're going to sink into the sea. And if that were not bad enough, the entire planet is going to burn with fire. And for the next 1,000 years, our home here on planet Earth will be destroyed. But we too have a promise that after the 1,000 years, God is going to return us to our home. Not the home you and I grew up with, but the one that Adam and Eve knew when they were first created. Now, how do we know for certain that God will keep that promise? Because if God can keep his word, even when people sin against him, imagine how much more he will keep his word for those who love and they trust him.